Hi, and welcome to another If I Speak episode. I know that Maxwell's been really excited to do this special episode with us, just purely because I don't know if you can see his t-shirt because of Brentford. Uh, Obviously coming up to the Premier League, we've been planning this for months and stuff. I was like, Maxwell, wait till the season almost starts, and it's
Yeah,
right around the corner now. What, three or 4 days now till the season
yeah,
starts?
literally
So
Friday, 8 p.m.
that's
I'm
it.
going to
He's
the
ready.
game
He
to
knows.
watch the
He knows,
Arsenal.
man.
I literally all summer since the playoff final, I've
Yeah,
said to everyone, this is the most excited I've been for a Prem season.
yeah.
No other season kind of compares, and yeah, just because the local teams in the Prem, it's crazy.
Yeah, man. No, big up yourself for coming on as well, man. Thanks, really appreciate it and stuff.
Thanks
And
for having me on.
yeah, that's all right, man. And don't forget to sub to our channel as well. Also check out Instagram, and we've also put out a transfer video as well. If you haven't watched that, just on the Messi and Jack Grealish stuff. So check that out if you're watching. And Maxwell, you check that out as well, man. We've lots
Yeah,
of
of course, I watched the
Grealish and
videos.
Messi.
Great
So
podcast.
cheers, man. Thanks. And yeah, let's just dive straight into it, man. Like, what are your overall thoughts on like the frustration of like not coming up to the Prem and now you're finally in it? How does it feel?
Do you know what? In hindsight, I'm glad we've got promoted this year. Because if we
Yeah.
went up last year, there would have been no fans. I don't think we would have done as well. Even
Mm.
though our squad was very good, I would say, because we had Ben Rama, we had Watkins, we had Mbumo, our front three were firing, everyone was kind of on form. So our squad was ready to go up, but kind of seeing how the season's gone with no fans, I think we would have really struggled.
Yeah.
This season, I would almost say that most Bees fans are more optimistic because of the way our recruitment's gone. So we've got some really quality signings, and I feel like tactically we've got better. So
Yeah.
in the season where we didn't get promoted, we pretty much played 4-3-3 all season. Most of our players that were fit stayed fit for most of the season, and then we just couldn't quite get there. This season we went on a really good run, 21 games unbeaten. One of our best players, Josh De Silva, got injured, but we still managed to find a way and get over the line. So I'm really happy with how kind of the manager's gone about assembling the squad, getting a style of play sorted. And yeah, I think we've got the tools to sort of stay up this season, or hopefully do better than just stay up, but just be a surprise package. You never know.
Just say it, man. Just
Yeah.
repeat what Ivan Tony said, man. I know you want to say it,
So
man.
yeah, Ivan Tony has said we are aiming to win the league.
Yes,
Obviously
fair
we've got
play.
to stick on the timeline on Twitter. But I like that mentality. I think it's good to have that mentality going into the Prem, that you're going into every game wanting to win the game. There's no point us kind of coming in like Burnley or Newcastle and be like, oh, we'll just be glad that we stay up. Like, yeah, we're here to
Yeah.
make a name for ourselves, play good attacking football. Kind of a story for all of the smaller clubs in the EFL as well, that you can come and compete. So I'm hoping we see some really good stuff this season.
Do you think there was any point last season where you're just like, no, it's gonna happen again, we're gonna bottle it again, or were you confident sort of from day one where you
To
sort
to
of
be honest, it was at the end of our unbeaten run because we had gone so long. Because bear in mind, actually, just for context, the start of our season, I think if you speak to most fans, we'd say we weren't playing that great, but we were
Mm,
grinding out results. So we were managing to stay at the top of the table.
yeah.
Then around October, November, we really hit form. We had our Carabao Cup run as well, where we
You
beat, I
know,
think,
was it
four
Spurs you
Prem teams.
lost to? I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Spurs lost to, but we beat Southampton, Fulham,
yeah,
Newcastle, and West Brom.
yeah.
So that was really encouraging because it showed we can compete with Prem teams.
Mm,
Then we hit this patch in around February. I think it was literally, we just went top, and
yeah.
we were starting to think, oh, can we even win the league at this point? And
Mm,
fans were getting excited, and we said, yeah, we can take Norwich on and everything. And then we went 3 games straight losses, and the confidence dipped. Rico Henry got injured.
yeah,
Josh De Silva then got injured as well, and yeah, our team really struggled. Um, I wouldn't say that I thought we bottled it completely. I think we still felt we could get promoted, but automatics did look like a struggle. Every
yeah.
time the pressure was on, we kind of slipped away a little bit. So yeah, that's kind of the story of our season. Went into the playoffs. The good thing though, I would say compared to the season before, I don't know if you were following, but in the season before, we had a really, really good run where we won like 8, 9 games on a bounce.
Yeah. Okay.
last 2 games lost, and then going into the playoffs, it was kind of like everyone's got nerves.
Oh yeah, was it you guys lost to? Was it you lost to Fulham or something?
It was
Obviously lost in the final. Then you played them in the league, didn't you, as
Barnsley
well?
were the last 2 games.
Barnsley, that's it.
Yeah,
I
Barnsley,
remember
and
now.
they stayed up, so it was kind of a big deal that like
Yeah,
they've done a job on us. And then beat Swansea in the playoffs, and then fell at the final hurdle to Fulham. Whereas this time around, because we knew we were going to be playoffs, we just said let's finish strong, and I think that really helped us, like with our mentality going into playoffs, because we didn't feel like we have that pressure of we have to do something here. We can just go in, play our football, and do really well.
Do you think also the fact that it's kind of weird because obviously you had no fans? Do you think that sort of helped in a sense with the fact that there was less pressure for you guys to win games? Because like we've sort of seen in the past with Brentford that with their fans there, coincidentally you guys don't do as well, but the one time you come up is when fans aren't there. So do you kind of blame the fans in the sense that they're a bit too harsh on the team?
I don't think so, because I think we do better if anything with the fans in the grounds.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
But statistically, we've been the same. I mean, back-to-back third place finishes. Last season there were fans for most of the season until lockdown. And then this season no fans, but we've done equally just as good. So I don't think the fans per se affect the team's performance, but they give us a boost definitely when we're in those tight games. So I think we got quite a few draws last season where we shouldn't have. With the fans, they probably would have turned into wins. But the good thing is that irrespective, our style of play and the way we play is quite consistent, and it gets us results.
Give us a bit of insight then in terms of like what Thomas Frank sort of brings to your team in terms of like what your style of play is and stuff, and what we should really look out for Brentford or watch out for Brentford, because fans like myself and maybe other people only watched Brentford a couple of times. Like I've only watched them a few times, only maybe I think the playoff finals when I watched them most, and like when there's a London derby on, but I barely watch Brentford to be fair. So what should we look out for, and what kind of style of play is most suited to Brentford?
We're a team that likes to be on the front foot, so we play out from the back.
Ooh, interesting.
That risk reward strategy. Most of the time it works. Sometimes it can lead to mistakes. So I'm hoping this season we cut that out and be a bit more solid defensively. But we like to play on the front foot, pushing up our fullbacks high. Normally we have a 4-3-3 system, but recently we've been playing a sort of a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3. In pre-season, actually, our manager has really tinkered with different systems. So
are you worried about that or no?
No, it's a strength actually. It's a strength. It kind of was prompted from back end of last season where we had so many injuries, and the 4-3-3 just wasn't working. When we switched to 3-5-2, the results really took an upturn. So that's something to think about, I guess, for opposition teams. You don't know what system we're going to play. Because we are comfortable in both systems. Really, Ivan Toney's our focal point. We like to try and get crosses in. He's good in the box as well. But then we've got goals from midfield in our team. So we kind of...
Oh, really? You do? That's interesting. Because like, I've always assumed Brentford, I wouldn't say rely on Ivan Toney, but Ivan Toney is sort of their main source of goals. Like, I didn't think you guys...
He is. I mean, he got 31 in the normal season.
Insane, man.
So he is...
Proper baller, man.
I don't want to say he carries us because our other forward players do contribute, but he is our main attacking threat. He will come deep. He can pop off the ball. He's the threat in the box as well. Mainly we kind of like to play a possession style of football, really press high as well, and then catch teams on the break if we have to play that way.
That's interesting, man. It's kind of scary having that kind of team because because the fact that you said that it's adjustable, like you said, playing from 3-5-2 to also 4-3-3 as well, which is quite interesting. The fact that your managers integrated that in pre-season. And how's pre-season gone for you guys? Is it been good, bad, or
positive? Yeah, I've gone to 2 games, so I've seen.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
West Ham, and then I was at Valencia last week, and then we've also played Man United. There were some great goals.
Play Man United?
Yeah, we played Man United
score?
away. It was 2-2. Check out the highlights on YouTube because there are some screamers in that game. Personally, I'm biased. I think Brentford's ones were better, but Man United did score a really good goal. It came
interesting. Okay.
Yeah. But I was most impressed probably with the Man United game and the Valencia game. Man United, because the intensity of football was quite high, even though they were playing their academy players, fringe players, and so on. We really adjusted to the pace quite well. We struggled in the first 20, but after that, we were a good match for them. And a lot of our first teamers got to play that game as well, so that was really encouraging.
Yeah.
And then with Valencia, we just grew into the game. We got better as the game went on, and towards the end, we were almost playing them off the park. And the Valencia fans were kind of complimenting us afterwards as well, with our style of play. So that was really good to see. And we saw a bit more of our signings
Did you guys win the game or against Valencia? Or?
Yeah, we won 2-1. Yeah.
Oh, 2-1. Okay, so you've won all your preseason games pretty much, or
except
not
for
lost even?
Yeah, all of them. But we lost against West Ham 1-0. Some
Ben
Rama.
Ben Rama. I remember seeing that on Instagram. Yeah.
I mean, we were even applauding that one as well. So you can't go wrong there. And then we drew 2-2 with Man United, and then every other we had Boreham Wood and Wimbledon, so not quite prem opposition. But yeah, it's been good. We've kind of slowly progressed, playing teams that are more on our level.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been good to sort of see the whole squad and everyone get some minutes. So we're looking good for the new season. That's
good, actually. I have a question about Ben Ram, actually, because I was thinking about this earlier, like at work and stuff. Obviously, looking forward to like recording a video. I was thinking these like sort of things that I could ask you and stuff. And like I was thinking about Ben Rama because he's not really starting for West Ham.
Yeah.
Because there's obviously other players ahead of him. But do you think Brentford have sort of missed a trick by not re-signing him, or maybe potentially getting a loan out of him to take him back for a year?
To be honest,
or not
I
really.
think was it in January? I think mid last season, he went on loan to West Ham with a 20 million release clause, and it was kind of they activated that, so he was gone anyway.
That's a steal, man. 20 million, like
he has been a miss in the sense of that match winner. So in those tight games what I was talking about, where getting a 1-1 or a 0-0, and you just need that brilliance, he brought that. We have signed a new forward called Yohan Wissa. He announced today. He's meant to sort of be in that position. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. He's got 14 goals and assists in League 1 last season. So that should be, I don't know if it's a like-for-like replacement, because I mean, he's a quality player, but hopefully he can sort of give that brilliance, sort of like make the difference, be a match winner. I think for West Ham, it could be his breakout season. They've got Europa League football now. Obviously, they've got the cup competition and the league. They're going to have to use their squad. I do see him getting a run of games, especially now that Lingard's not coming back.
That's true.
And I think the pace of the Premier League was probably a shock to him as well. It's just a higher intensity compared to the Championship. So I think he's sort of been eased in last season, but hopefully, as a former Bees, we want him to do well. And we call it the Saeed Ben Rama derby when we're going to go and play them. So we've got many this season. We've got Ollie Watkins derby, Saeed Ben Rama derby. So lots of former Bees in the Prem. Good to see.
It's interesting with what now you brought up Watkins. It's quite interesting with him as well, because obviously not Southampton, Aston Villa have signed Dan Ings, and it's put a bit of doubt in Watkins' mind potentially, or maybe Villa fans, of how he'll do in the team, really, like whether Dean Smith will start with two strikers or start Danny Ings and then bench Watkins, for example. But could you see a potential return? Say if Brentford, Brentford cement like a top 10 finish like next season or the season after, like do what sort of Leeds done, because like Leeds and Villa are like similar in terms of where they finish in the table. So could you see that happening? If obviously with Danny Ings being at Aston Villa, might have helped maybe Watkins maybe persuade to go back to Brentford, maybe? Or do you think he's going to go on to bigger and better things in a sense?
I don't know if he'd come back. I think because also the fees he's gone for, because he got signed for 30 million and then he's got higher wages as well. So unless we got into Europe or something and we could tempt him back, we don't tend to sign former players that often. Actually, once they go, they go. So
it's kind of. I'm just saying because it's kind of interesting with them two, Watkins and Benrahma, because they're not really nailed on starters for their teams. Well, we don't know about Watkins.
Well, I mean, Watkins is Watkins. Definitely.
Yeah, but obviously with this Ings signing, we're not sure whether Watkins will be a certain starter. That's why it kind of raises doubt.
I think he'll go 2 up top, or
Interesting. Yeah.
Dean Smith. He has played on the wing before, so at
Oh, has he
Brentford,
played on the wing before?
Yeah, he used to play left wing, and then we converted him into a striker because Morpay left, and then he got the goal.
He had Morpay as well.
And that season, I think he got 10 goals in the wing for us when he was playing on the wing. So he can do it, and he's got the legs to do it as well. It's just a case of, is he happy to be second fiddle to
That's
wing?
Weird. Like, he's replaced it for Jack Grealish. Imagine Watkins going from Grealish to Watkins.
I mean, not quite Grealish, but it's a different system, isn't it? You play 4-3-3 with the wingers.
Yeah, he'll play more higher and wider, won't he, Watkins, and more inverted as Grealish would, to be fair.
The other thing to bear in mind is that Danny Ings always has an injury in him every season. I don't think he's won 38 games. So there will definitely be opportunity for Watkins to be a lone striker in the team as well. So I think, hopefully he has another good season. He might even push for England again, maybe get a couple of caps for the smaller games or something like that. So, he's good. But, I think re-signing him, I don't think that's on the cards. But obviously, you'd love it if you can get former players back that have done well for you. So
I've always said this guy is better than Tammy Abraham, and like, as a Chelsea fan, it's so like frustrating. Just watching Tammy Abraham, and I see Ollie Watkins. It's like Ollie Watkins is much better. Like, I've always said he'll go to like the so-called Big Six teams, but I've also said that he might go to either Tottenham or Arsenal. I think he'll go to one of those two clubs next. Like, that's maybe his next step after Aston Villa, I think.
Yeah, I see that. Unless they obviously, if they challenge for Europe, will stay. But I think that's a natural progression. Speaking of Chelsea, actually, we signed one of your youngsters as well.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, Part Harris. He's an 18-year-old.
Oh, okay.
Centre mid, and he looks a good prospect. I've only seen him a couple of times. He's got minutes for us. And he's meant to be sort of a box-to-box midfielder as well. So hopefully you'll see a bit more of him this season.
Is he on loan or is he signed?
No, we signed him. Yeah, we just got him from your academy. So
that's weird because
interesting if you regret letting him go. But you've got like a 3-4 first 11s in your
pretty much. Man. I was looking at this stat thing earlier. It's like
steroids.
If we do sell Tammy Abraham, like say for about 35 million, then we've recouped about 98 million in transfers just this summer. Because we sold Tomori, we sold Mark Gay to Crystal Palace, and we sold a couple others for like 5-10 million. It all adds up in the end. And then If that's if we sell Tammy Abraham, then it goes to about 98 million. So far we're on like 60 or 50 million.
Guess it funds the Lukaku transfer.
Exactly, yeah. So like our net spend will be zero quid basically, which is quite interesting. But
that's actually incredible. Yeah.
But like speaking of transfers, like who else have you guys signed this summer apart from that winger that you're talking about?
Yeah, our signings have been Christopher Ayer, who's from Celtic. So he's a centre back, ball-playing centre back. Yeah. We've got Frank Onyeka, who's from MC Midtjylland, so Danish club. Wow. He's our box-to-box midfielder. We've signed Johan Wissa, so left winger from Lorient, Ligue 1. And those are the main ones to really shout about. And then Part Harris from Chelsea, and then we've got some youth goalkeeper as well from Wimbledon. But those are the main signings that we've done.
Do you think, are you happy with those kind of signings, or did you want anyone specifically? Like
100%. Yeah. Every position that we needed to fill has been filled. So the only one that we're really waiting on is a right back, because our senior right back Dalsgaard left last season. He wanted to go back to his home country. So we've got our B team right back promoted to the A team, and that's it. So we kind of need either a first team starter or someone to compete. So hopefully we can get that right back in before the end of the transfer window.
I've got a right back for you if you want him, Zappacosta. You can take it, man. I'll drive him to Brentford for you, man.
We don't want any egos. We don't want to pay massive wages. We're good, mate. We're good.
That's true. But are you sort of worried in the sense that you've made sort of all these signs, because we've seen with these like promoted clubs, they sort of I wouldn't say splash the cash, but they've signed a lot of players, but it hasn't really worked out for them. We saw with Fulham, I think about 2-3 seasons ago, they spent like 100 million on signings. Norwich as well, I think last season they spent quite a bit, brought in a few players. Obviously you guys probably haven't spent as much, but you have brought in new faces. Do you think it's also the wise decision, but it's wrong in the sense as well?
This is an interesting one because you've got the two models, isn't it? Norwich, I think it was like two seasons ago they splashed, and then the last season they didn't.
Yeah.
The last season they didn't really invest in their squad. They basically went straight back down. But I think their owner was kind of very much like, okay, we're going to look long term. We'll come back again. They've got the Premier experience. Now we'll try have a go. I think we're very much the way we've gone about our transfer window. We have spent a bit of cash. It's not a lot though compared to other teams.
How much have you guys spent? What's your total in transfers? Or?
Probably. I mean, a lot of some of them are like undisclosed, but I think we're probably around the 30 million mark.
Okay.
Which, even Villa, when they got promoted, they spent a lot. Leeds.
They did, yeah.
They had invested heavily, even though they've got a lot of their core squad from the Championship. I think we've done the right approach, just because if we're being practical, it's our first ever season. If we go for broke and then we get straight back down, we'll struggle financially. And it's just not our way to really spend massive money on big wages on people. We try and develop players and then sell them on and get resale value. So there's also that to kind of think about as well. On your question about whether the signings will gel, the good thing is we've done a lot of our business early in pre-season. So the signings have actually got to play with the team, do pre-season with us. So hopefully we'll see in this first month or so, it will pick, but it's looking quite promising. I think the telltale sign will be as we get towards Christmas period, when the fixture pile-up comes, you know, the weather conditions change, injuries come in, can our squad hack it? But yeah, I think that's why most Brentford fans are being realistic and not saying that we're going to do a Leeds or something incredible and finish top half and so on, but I think we've got enough to be comfortable mid-table. I think that's the kind of consensus with most fans.
Yeah, speaking of fixtures, what are your first like sort of 5 to 10 fixtures? Like, have you guys got a good run at the start, or?
We got a decent.
Tricky?
We got a decent run. I mean, you've got Arsenal, which should be easy. That's fine.
Yeah, defo, man, defo.
Well, I mean, yeah. So we've got Arsenal, Palace, Brighton, Liverpool's. I think our 5th game. That will be tricky, and we've got Chelsea in like October with Leicester. West Ham.
Now, actually, your fixtures. Yeah, you've got obviously Arsenal. You got Palace away. You got Villa away. You got Brighton at home. Wolves away. Yeah. You've got Liverpool at home. West Ham away. Chelsea away.
Yeah,
Chelsea
October.
At home, sorry.
That's October, isn't it?
October looks hard, man.
It is. Yeah.
And then just looking at your let's just see your last sort of 3 or 4 fixtures.
I think our run-in's not too bad. We've got Leeds on the last day of the season.
Yeah, you've got I think you've got Leeds on the last day, then you've got Everton away, then you've got Southampton at home. That's not bad for the last 3 games, actually. That's not bad at all, to be fair.
That's okay, especially if with the way Everton are with Benitez and their fans want them out already. So if he's still there at the end of the season and they're struggling, we definitely take that. But I think when I was looking at the fixtures, the real crunch times were October because we got a lot of the top 6.
Yeah, that's
so we kind of got. I call this the honeymoon period, like where we're like, okay, finding off, try and get points, because I know October's going to be brutal, and then December just because of the amount of fixtures there, and we play like United, City, and Tottenham.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, in that period, so it's not an easy, not as bad as Norwich. Norwich have a worse start.
Oh, Norwich, yeah, Norwich do, yeah. Norwich finish, man. You might as well relegate them already, man.
yeah, it's but you know what? It does frustrate me a little bit the way obviously other Premier League clubs when they talk about the promoted teams, and I feel a bit for Norwich fans because I do think our squad is better than theirs. But Norwich were a good team. Norwich were a good team last season. I think a lot of teams underestimate them. They didn't finish champions for no reason. I think they'll be okay. Watford is the team I think will go straight back down. I don't think they've got enough in there.
Apart from obviously you said Watford, I wanted.
I think my bottom 3 ultimately I think will be in no particular order, but Watford,
Arsenal,
Burnley. I know Arsenal aren't having great, but I wouldn't put them there. I think. What did I say? So I said first team was Watford. Watford, Burnley, and I think Southampton could go down.
Southampton, really?
I have a feeling.
Wow.
I think it'll be one of those shock seasons. Palace and Newcastle will be down there as well. I know Vieira
Palace as well.
Young squad.
Interesting.
I think the fact that they've had such a big turnover, I think he'll be under pressure quickly as well.
That's interesting.
On paper, you would say their squad should stay up.
Yeah.
But I think the way Southampton's season has gone, The fact they lost Ings so late. I know they've replaced him. They got a striker in now, but
Broja. I think they signed someone on loan from us.
Yeah,
Broja.
they got Armstrong from Blackburn as well.
Yeah, is it Adam Armstrong? Yeah.
Second highest goal scorer as well. So he was good. Good signing. But yeah, I think that bottom three, probably Watford, Burnley, Southampton. I'll probably even do that order as well. Watford bottom, Burnley 19th, Southampton 18th.
That's some bold predictions, man. I rate that.
It's a bold prediction. It's a bold prediction, but yeah, it'll be interesting. It's hard to. I feel like it's a bit hard to call this season because you've got a lot of that top 10 of the Premier League. There's so many teams that will be battling it out. I mean, even it's almost like a 2 leagues really with the amount of investment on it.
That's true.
You've got the top 10, bottom 10, and I think the bottom 10 there's not too much between the teams. I don't think.
No, there isn't. No,
I think anyone could really go down. Even Brighton, if their XG
if they're not careful,
out,
exactly, yeah,
exactly. Well, so it's an interesting season, I think.
I think looking at the table, obviously no games have been played, but I'm just looking at all the teams now. Like my sort of bottom 3 would be, I definitely think Norwich will go down. I think that's just a given. I think Norwich, Watford. I do think Brentford will stay up. That's not because obviously you're here. But
no. I mean, if you could say we go down, most people are saying we're going to go down.
I think I'm most convinced, from what you've said, and obviously from what I've watched of Brentford, I do think they'll stay up. And I think a big factor is having the fans as well. I think your fans would honestly drive that team. I think maybe if there weren't fans, maybe I would say no. Maybe I would say Brentford would go down, but I do think Brentford will stay up. But I think Norwich, Watford, and I actually think Burnley or Newcastle, one of the two will go down. I think. It's gonna be interesting, man. But in terms of players, then for Brentford, obviously a lot of people at home, including myself, want a bit of FPL advice, fantasy football. What players should we be looking out for?
Yeah, so obviously Ivan Toney, I think the most popular striker at the moment. He's kind of a dead cert in my fantasy team for sure.
Yeah.
Other players to look out for is Brian Mbeumo. So he's down as midfield in FPL, and he contributes goals and assists, and he's a consistent starter as well. You'll find that a lot of the Brentford squad actually are consistent starters. So if you're looking for people to get points every week, it's fine.
Yeah.
The other person I would probably say is one to look out for might be Onyeka. He's a new signing, so no Prem experience, but just the fact that he could contribute goals as well this season and contribute to attacking play.
What about set pieces? Who takes set pieces for you guys?
So Jensen normally takes set pieces. Pinnock normally, so he's a defender.
Pinnock,
he scores from set pieces. I don't know how our clean sheet record is going to be though. So it's I think we'll probably win games more like 2-1 rather than 1-0. But yeah, hopefully we can keep it solid back. But yeah, those are people to look out for. I'd say Tony, obviously, Mbeumo, Onyeka, and Pinnock. Maybe if you're looking.
What about any other players out of like FPL? Outside of FPL for Brentford, who would you recommend in terms of players to look out for Brentford? Yeah,
so Rico Henry's our consistent performer. He's a left back. He's been really good. He attracted interest from other Premier League clubs. I think Southampton were trying to get him at some point. West Brom when they were in the Prem.
Yeah.
So he's definitely someone to look out for. And I would say probably, I guess the other person I would say probably is Norgard and Jensen. So they were both in the Denmark squad. So they actually played in the semi-final. They got subbed on.
Norgard and who? Jensen, you said?
Jensen, yeah.
Okay.
So Christian Norgard and Thijs Jensen. Norgard's more of a holding DM. Just look at how they performed this season. I think they're really, really good players. They've been Prem ready, I would say, for quite a while now. I think in the Euros, I was really impressed with how they performed. Norgard is really good at breaking up the play. He's even played against England in the Nations League, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think he won man of the match in that game. He played really well. And then Jensen is kind of our creative outlet as well. So hopefully, he can contribute as well. But really, to be honest, the whole team, just from the back of our promotion, you're happy with most of them, all of them. So yeah, anytime you've got Brentford on the TV, see them playing any other team, scout our players and see how they're doing. So and obviously I look forward to when we play you guys in. I think we got you on October, isn't it?
October. I think we're away to Brentford first, aren't we? Yeah. I'll try and go to that game, man, because obviously it's local for us, isn't it? So local. So I'm gonna try and go to that game, hopefully. But Yeah, I don't know, man. It's exciting seeing Brentford, to be fair, because like, fair enough. Like, Fulham are there like most seasons, is local to us, but like Brentford's proper like home, like
They
especially for
actually
us
have
too.
proper
So
fans. Fulham, I've been to Fulham away. Their
yeah,
support is awful. Like,
it's
it's literally no atmosphere. We sing "Is This a Library?" because it's so bad. So hopefully we can do West London justice and stay for another season, because we're here for a good time and hopefully a long
good
time
time and a long time.
and a long time. Yeah. So
Yeah.
quietly optimistic. I think most fans would probably tell you, and definitely I think our optimism will increase if we can sign a right back, and then we've got all parts covered and really just enjoy it. Hopefully you can even get a cup run as well, maybe.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just try and match ourselves with the rest of the Premier League, because I think certain teams, cough, Burnley, have been there for too long, and try and get them relegated and stay up, because we need to have teams like us in.
Yeah, no, fair enough, man. And just a couple of questions before we end this. Where do you see yourself finishing then this season? Where do you think Brentford will, on this prediction, where you'll finish the season?
This is hard, because I feel like every time I've done a prediction, I've put a different position each time. Could finish anywhere between probably like 10th and 20th, I would say. It really depends on how we start. I'm going to go with 15th.
15th, okay.
I think we will do enough to stay up, and just a bit more. We'll probably have a run towards the end of the season where we then get into mid-table. I think 15th is probably a fair prediction for me. Any higher would be amazing. Anything higher than 17th, to be honest. But yeah.
If Thomas Frank does do an unbelievable job this season, like say get you 10th place or something like that, do you think bigger and sort of like bigger clubs will be in for him? Do you think, or do you think as Brentford fans would be scared to lose him, or not really?
Do you know what? Thomas Frank is an interesting one thing to watch out for in the course of the season is when Frank out is trending, because
really
at some point, some parts of the support are a bit like, oh,
that's surprising actually. Wow.
Is he? Particularly when we had the bad run last season, people were kind of shouting. So two points kind of in the season. So when we failed to get promoted the season before, people were quite critical and said, in the big games, we're not turning up. We need to change manager. Most of the support were quite supportive though. And then this season, when we had that at the end of, bear in mind, this is a 21 game unbeaten run. This is not normal. You're going to lose games, but that period where we lost 3 on the bounce and we were drawing lots of games, people were kind of calling into question saying, should we change manager now? Because Eddie Howe was available here as well. His name's getting bandied about. But that's something to look for. Like, just look out for if Frank out is trending on Twitter. If there's some core of the support which are kind of being vocal. I wouldn't say that he's a bad manager. I think he's a good coach. He's got good man management skills. He knows the strengths of his team. I guess his only lacking is that his track record. I mean, he's not known. He's not a known name. He's not like your Benitez or, any other big name manager. But if we did finish in Europe, I don't really see him leaving for another team because another team wants him. If anything, I probably see us changing manager because we're like, oh, we're in Europe, we need to go to the next level. Like some teams change manager not because the one before is bad, but they just need to kick on. That's probably what I would see us doing if we ever got to that possibility. But no, he's a good coach. I'm impressed with how he's shown growth as well. The fact that he can tactically adapt. And I think he has been helped that our recruitment system and the players that we could bring in is always good.
Really good, yeah.
Past 3 seasons, we've always had a 25-goal striker. Morpay, Watkins, Tony. So he's always been helped in that department. Makes his job a little bit easier. But I don't think he's completely clueless. But hopefully he can continue the good work he did towards the end of the season so that we don't have this sort of nonsense Frank out brigade by like game 2 or something. But I think probably even if we do badly, I do see him probably staying the season. I don't think he'd be sacked first or anything like that. Just because Brentford do tend to back their managers. So
interesting. What game are you looking forward to most then for the season to start? Which is the one you're like, I'm so excited for? Or
you know what? There's so many. I mean, any of the big 6, I look forward.
Okay.
To be honest. Obviously, I'm going to Arsenal on Friday, so that is definitely one. I would say Liverpool and United, just because of the heritage of the clubs. And especially I'd love to go to them away if I ever got the chance. them away would be great. And yeah, to be honest, yeah, any of the big six really, just going to their stadiums and having them at not Griffin Park anymore, Brentford Community.
Yeah, Brentford Community. Yeah, that's what it's called now, isn't it? Yeah.
We nickname it New Griffin Park. So,
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I still call it Griffin Park, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, it will stick. It will stick. But yeah, to be honest, every fixture is probably something to look forward to. So yeah.
I can't wait for the West London derby, man. That's it.
Honestly, it's just because even Chelsea,
Brentford, man.
Look forward to that one. We played you in the cups a few times as well.
Yeah, did we play you? When was the last time? Did we play you last? No, not last season. We did play you recently.
It was like 2012, and then there was like again in like 2014 or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember. That was time ago, man.
Yeah.
So long ago. Yeah, but what's your prediction then for Friday? Prediction for the Arsenal game?
I think.
Home fans.
I'm gonna go.
First game back in the Prem. Okay.
I'm gonna be practical. I'll probably say 1-1. But my heart wants to 2-1 Brentford. Yeah, I think a draw. I don't know. My heart wants to say 2-1 Brentford. Like that's my heart. But my head's kind of saying with the way so the thing is, when I say 1-1, I think we'll score first. I think we'll score first. We'll rattle them, the home support, everything. But as we go into the second half, Arsenal typically actually do well against promoted teams.
That's true.
And they are good on the ball. Like, no kidding. I don't care what AFTV and the negativity and all that stuff. They are a good side. And I think probably towards the end of the game, they might nick something or something like that. But I think definitely there'll be goals. I want it to be 2-1 though. But my head is saying probably 1-1. We'll take a draw.
I think you lot will, honestly, I think this will obviously first game back in the Prem with fans as well. I think you lot will be all over them, I think.
Yeah.
I think honestly,
have you seen them much pre-season? Because I haven't really been paying attention, but obviously you played them in a friendly. How were they in that?
Average, very average. Like we're quite fortunate to win, but then again, like we did create a lot of chances against them. They haven't won a game in pre-season. They've only won one game in pre-season.
Seriously?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Which was against I don't even know, to be fair, but I know they've won one game, but the rest they've drawn or lost.
Wow. Okay.
So they're not in the best shape. That's why I'm kind of saying you guys will beat them.
Maybe I'm paying them a bit too much respect. I didn't realize.
Yeah, you are, man. Defo. But I just think with fans, first Premier League game back, man, I think you'll be up for it. Fans, I think without fans, maybe I would say a draw or Arsenal win, but I just think the fans make such a difference for you lot.
The thing is, we've beaten them before in pre-season, so if we can beat them in pre-season, beat them in the league.
You got nothing to worry about, man. You got nothing to worry about. I think you'll beat them.
I will be honest, out of all of the so-called big teams, based on history and all that, Arsenal do look they're the team you'd want to play against. Like, that is the fixture where we're like, you know what, Brentford can actually match them and get a good result.
Yeah.
So I think, we're going in confident that we can win it. But I think that's.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. But have you got any other final thoughts before we wrap this up? Or?
Yeah, no, I mean it's been a pleasure to be on. Great to have one of the smaller clubs on your platform as well. Get Premier League branched out. I love your content. It's great to watch.
Cheers,
and hopefully if you want me on later on in the season as well, just give me a shout.
We'll definitely have to do a Chelsea Brentford preview, man. 100%.
Oh, definitely. That would be good.
West London derby, man. That's it.
Yes.
No more Fulham, fresh club. Man. That's it, man. But yeah, it's gonna be sick, bro. But yeah, hopefully, I hope you guys do well this season. Actually, you guys are a breath of fresh air, to be fair, which is good for everyone else in the league. But yeah, any last words before we wrap this up?
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna say Ivan Toney, Golden Boot. You heard it here first.
I said, we'll end it on that then. See you guys.